Hi, this is Ghost217 and welcome back. Today we have got something a bit special. There's a few reasons for me doing this. The main reason, I have no idea what it was. One of my subscribers did ask for, a couple of them were asking for a secondary Moab, or Moab with a secondary weapon, and here you go. I really don't like the machine pistols. As I said from previous commentaries, I don't like things that are overpowered, hence I don't use the striker, I don't use the FMGs, I don't use the FMGs, and I don't really use the Type 95. I think in total I have about 200 kills with the Type 95, 37 with the FMG9s, and I do actually have quite a few kills with the striker, but that was before I realised it was quite as bad as it was. It was when the game first came out, and all the other shotguns were so poor, and you unlock the striker, and you're like, oh wow, shotgun can actually do something. But yes, anyway, before I get stuck on that, yeah, I've been trying out different things because I'm fed up with using the the Scorpions, and I kind of feel they're getting quite underpowered. And every time they patch the FMGs, they seem to make the Scorpions weaker, which just makes the FMG stand out that ever much more, which is such a shame, but I suppose that's something you have to live with. I would honestly prefer it if they just took them out. I don't see any reason that you can't just have pistols as your secondary. I feel that I've said it before, and I feel that's the way it should be. But these are excellent secondaries. Pistols especially so much better for the swap out speed. Even without Sleight of Hand Pro, when you swap out things a lot faster, these swap out weapons so quickly. And I started using them mainly for one little, glitch. Little feature, shall we say, on these weapons, which I think is brilliant, which helps me out so much, especially when I'm using my assault classes, because obviously when I use assault, I use scavenger as my first perk, and you don't have sleight of hand, so you don't get the faster reloads. And obviously when you get into a sort of tighter situation and you burn through the 40 rounds of the extended mag ACR, which is usually what I'm running with, you have to swap to a secondary, and however good the machine pistols are in this game, they do take a long time to reload and pull out. So I was looking for other things like the pistols. I've worked through quite a lot of them. I did use the magnums for quite a long time, and mainly because they're obviously a 2 or 3 shot. I do enjoy them, but the issue is the reload on them is quite lengthy. The Desert Eagles were the sort of second alternative to that. The reload's faster on them, but they are so inaccurate. You do feel like an absolute king when you're using them and you do get kills with them, but getting kills with them is the absolute bitch and a half to get them. So I came onto this, which is the 5.7s, and I got told about a little sort of feature of, as soon as you press X, after you fired off some, as soon as you press X, you can sort of reload cancel, and the bullets are instantaneously in the magazine, so you don't have to go through the full reload, which is obviously incredibly helpful when you don't have Sleight of Hand Pro, and even when you do have Sleight of Hand Pro, Sleight of Hand, the reloads are very, very fast. It's not really sort of a key thing, but you can see it a couple of times in this game. I'll reload cancel, and they will just instantaneously be bullets in the magazine. So yeah, but yeah, one thing I can say from this game, I would really urge you to start using the pistols. They're really underrated. They're actually quite strong. The USPs? The USPs are really strong as well. But I do think these are my favourite because I think they've got the large. I could be wrong on the fact. I think they've got the largest clip size, as well as this reload function, which is very useful in them. And the thing is, I don't think they really suffer. I was playing with Vince and Jeremy, or Jezza XD, the other day, and we were just mucking around in ground war, and I primarily used these for a whole ground war game, and I got 47 kills to 17 or something, and I managed to get a quad feed with them as well. So they're not sort of in any means that you just can't do well with them. There's not everyone's going to be able to pull them off and get ridiculously high scores. I mean, here, look, I get a nice little triple feed with them. They're not sort of awful weapons, and although I'm only playing 6v6, I was annoyed here, I did miss out on the quad. But anyway, yeah, they're not. It's not sort of something you can't use as a primary weapon. Obviously I wouldn't recommend, if you're trying to get a Moab and you're struggling, don't go out and use a pistol straight away. I definitely use the ACR, but there's no reason that everyone needs to whore out the FMG9 so much. I really can't stand these weapons, and I really think there needs to be some way that we can sort of hopefully stop people playing. But yeah, before I get sort of too stuck on that, a few things I want to say about the gameplay was, well, actually, a few things I've said. I've been talking about the gameplay the whole time. A few things I wanted to say about the Moab streak was, yeah, it's quite a lengthy one. There's a few reasons for this. Firstly, it is a pistol Moab, so obviously I was to aim quite cautiously. I mean, you can see I didn't really camp. There was no sort of part of it where I was just not moving. I did spend most of the game running around. I got quite lucky here with the martyrdom, bloody hell. And also, this lobby was a 6v6 dom, and as the game started, loads of people left. I don't know why they decided to leave right at the start, so it actually started and stayed the whole game as a 3v4. My team was me, 2 other kids, and then 4 people on the other team, and it was just ridiculous. But yeah, another thing I want to point out there, Recon Pro. Absolute must for Moab streaks. Also, there's no difference. Another thing I want to say about these, they're actually pretty good at range as well. But anyway, I don't want to get stuck on this too much. Guys, I wanted to say something quickly about this commentator competition. I'm going to leave a link in the description to the intro videos of everyone's who's partaking in it. Please check it out. Give me a bit of support, and hopefully you'll give me support throughout the competition. Anyway, guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.